thank the Chamber for allowing us to be here today and share a lot of information about a project that we're very excited about. We currently operate in California, Arizona, and Illinois, and actually ended up moving here because of the Stonebridge project right down the street a few years ago. And we've also had an office right across the street for about 3 years. So we're very excited about this opportunity, and we're excited today to talk about the positive fiscal impact that this development will have on the community. The information you're going to see today comes from a lot of different sources and has been fact-checked by some village consultants, one of which is Kane McKenna. They're our fiscal impact consultant. They specialize in understanding the impact of new housing on communities. They also do bond work, et cetera. This information has all been reviewed by the village consultant, S.B. Friedman. They also specialize in this type of work. We are currently working on our final draft, but these numbers are very close, we think. And finally, John Burns Real Estate Consulting is another group we work with. John Burns is a national market research firm. They assist us with kind of estimates for what our homes will sell for. And in addition, they have a service that interviews 20, 30,000 people every year to understand what the new trends in housing are, and they help us design our homes. So quickly, we'll try and save some time. We had to cut out a lot of slides, so you can thank Joanna for that. So we'll not go to sleep today, hopefully. Quickly, we'll just do a quick glance at Lake Bluff. Current population, about 5,700 people, around 2,000 houses. The average value, around $626,000. Median income, around $140,000, with almost 80% of the residents having a bachelor's degree. So those are great statistics for us when we look at housing markets. Highly educated home buyers, high median income. These are some of the amenities that Lake Bluff enjoys. You can just keep flipping through these. The golf course, the parks, the beach, the green, everything that you all are driving in and around every day. And really the purpose of bringing those up as it relates to Lake Bluff is that there's a significant amount of amenities for a relatively small population. So with that comes challenges on the fiscal side of things, and we hope that this development can help solve some of those issues. So one important thing really is the Chamber of Commerce in terms of supporting all the local businesses. Sales tax is a big part of the revenue for this village, and it's important to do all the events that they do, and that's hopefully going to help us as well. And then in addition, the village of Lake Bluff, with their branding effort, supporting Lake Bluff, really promoting Lake Bluff, and that is vital to what we do, and I think probably underestimated by a lot of people. There's not a lot of homes for sale up here. Lake Bluff's obviously a smaller town, around 2,000 homes. So it's really important to get new buyers up here and get them to see all the great amenities and great lifestyle that's up here. So that branding effort's really important to help get new people up here and help promote business up here. So these are some of the challenges that the village of Lake Bluff in particular have gone through. Obviously the loss of Dominic's, Shepherd's. In addition, Motorola was not in Lake Bluff, but commercial is very difficult in the North Shore right now. So the way that the local village administrators have dealt with that, obviously the target approval, which will be a big deal from a sales tax revenue perspective, replacing Dominic's with another grocer is a big deal. And that sales tax revenue is really important because the last thing any government official wants to do is raise taxes. And hopefully Stonebridge will be a big revenue producer as well. Again, this just is a quick peek at the Lake Bluff housing market and what's happened over the past few years. So from the peak of the market to the trough, home prices were down about 44%. That obviously feeds into that property tax revenue that we were speaking of. And still today, pricing is still 18% below where it was back in 2006-07. Property tax makes up 45% of the village revenue. And this is the change in the equalized assessed value of all the residential housing in Lake Bluff, which is at about $586 million all the way down to $433 million. So it's a huge drop in property tax revenue for the village that they've had to deal with pretty successfully with the target and the grocer I mentioned earlier. The Stonebridge project, this is our proposed Stonebridge plan. It's not the approved plan. We're projecting 287 residents. Hopefully we'll have 98 homes. The average home price will be around $960,000, and the average household income is around $250,000 for these buyers. This is the existing plan. We didn't feel it worked for this market or in general. Again, this is a new world. It's 10 years later, much different home prices. So when we go to design our product, we, again, take into a lot of different things into account. This just quickly touches on, the things people are looking for in new homes. We look at new trends in housing as well when we design our homes. And really, these are the buyers we're targeting within our project. The move-down buyers, which we think a lot of those buyers will be made up of current Lake Bluff residents and larger square footage homes that are trying to move down. They want to stay in the neighborhood, but they don't have the opportunity to do that. Young families coming up from the city that are looking to get into good school districts. Buyers that have recently moved here for new jobs or just move up, mature buyers looking for larger square footage homes. And then kind of the non-nuclear buyer, as we call them. So we're hoping to attract all those buyers with a range of products or a range of home styles that we plan to offer. This is just a quick overview of one of the 3 different styles of homes we will be hopefully have approved soon. Around 2,000 to 2,400 square feet. They basically are designed after classic American bungalows. The next size home is the carriage residences, around 3,000 square feet. Those are in the $900,000 range. And finally, the manor residences, which are in the 4,000 plus square feet, ranging from around $1.3 million. I mentioned John Burns. We work a lot with amenities when we look at master plan communities like this, or mini master plan communities, as we call them. I'm not going to bore you with all the different things that people want, but basically, this is no longer a golf course development world. People are looking for walking trails, amenities they can take their kids to, and that's what we like to try and do when we're designing new communities like this. Here's a quick overview of some of the amenities that we'll be proposing in this development. This is the current entrance. Here's our proposed entrance. We'll have woods, walking trails, pond, all Jensen restored landscape, a playground. This was an original open lawn, Jensen called the Players Green, that we'll try and restore. This is it existing. This is what it will hopefully look like soon. This is a view from Witchwood Lane, where the approved planned fence is located. This is our proposed change to Witchwood Lane, moving the fence back about 40 or 50 feet, adding a nice walking trail that will go all the way from Green Bay Road to the open lands, which will be a great amenity. This is the manor house as it exists right now. This is what we hope it will look like soon. Another garden, pool. So those are all the amenities that we really need to create to drive the home pricing that we were discussing. And now we're going to talk about the fiscal impact this development will have on the community. Generating tax revenue for just the different taxing bodies, the positive impact on the local housing market, not just ours, but everywhere around us, the impact on the village of Lake Bluff, and the positive impact on local businesses. So the local housing market, as mentioned, volume is way up, but there's not a lot of supply right now in this market. There's 58 homes for sale, single family right now, but only 45 if you take out homes at a price less than $1.5 million. We think one of the impacts that the restoration of this Howard Van Doren Shaw mansion, next, and the Jens Jensen landscape will have is driving traffic up here to see our development. When people come to visit these homes, they're going to see all the amenities of Lake Bluff, and they may be priced out of our homes and want to look in other markets. This slide just shows the impact or the potential impact of our homes versus our neighbors in the terrace. Our pricing is all projected to be much higher than the recent resales in the terrace. Having said that, with all the amenities that we're adding, we expect the values to go up in that area. Positive impacts on, are we going taxing bodies? Okay, so this addresses the population decline in Lake Bluff. 2000 census, 6,000 people. We're down to, I think, 5722. When our project is developed, we'll be back around that 6,000 number. So that's important. Again, broadening the tax base, helping support all the amenities that we have in Lake Bluff. That's the impact we're going to have on the EAV, going from $430 million to $460 million. So trying to bring it back up, again, broadening the tax base. This is the impact that we're going to have on the village itself when stabilized. So currently, $20,000 is going to the village. Now, clearly, there's no impact right now. When our residents move in, when stabilized, we're going to be generating a net revenue of $250,000 a year, which is pretty significant. Over a 10-year period, that's an extra $1.2 million for the village. Over a 20-year period, $4 million. So very significant fiscal impact on the village. Park District. Again, these are all very similar. So right now, we're at $11,000. When our development is done, we'll have a net fiscal gain to the Park District of about $160,000 a year. Over a 20-year period, it's an additional $2.5 million for the Park District. District 65, right now they're getting $66,000. When our project is built out, we'll be generating a net revenue of $415,000 per year, so that's extremely significant. And then we get to local businesses. So we're projected to have about $75 million in mortgages. That's assuming people put about 25% down. Projected to have about $50 million in construction cost. $1.5 million in landscaping restoration. With 98 home sales, we're going to have about $3 million in broker commissions or generate. So fiscally, I think that the data is very supportive of residential development, and that's really a function of the high home pricing that we're attempting to generate with all the revenue, with all the amenities that we're building in this project. And that is the conclusion of our fiscal presentation.